Quick disclaimer, information in this podcast is for general informational purposes only and is not intended to be treated as medical advice. Always consult with your healthcare team before making changes to your diet, lifestyle, supplementation, or medication.
In the US alone, there are 34 million people living with type 2 diabetes, 98 million living with prediabetes, with many people doing absolutely nothing about it. Don't be another statistic for diabetes complications. Be proactive. The power of change is in your hands. So I hope you feel inspired by today's episode.
Welcome to Type 2 Diabetes Talk, the place where we chat about what really works to treat type 2 diabetes and prediabetes naturally with nutrition and lifestyle. If you're looking to optimize blood sugar and A1c, lose weight, reduce medications, and improve your overall health, this is the place to be. Now, here's your host, type 2 diabetes nutrition specialist, Dr. Jetta.
Hello, wonderful people. Thanks for joining me today for another inspiring episode of the podcast, where I chat to members of our programs who share their experiences, insights, and best advice for others wanting to make a change. I love these chats because I love hearing about the progress of our members. With our regular member check-ins, I'm actually really lucky that I get to hear from people all the time, and that's really inspiring to know that what we're doing is making a difference in people's lives. And after more than a decade of doing this, you really never get tired of hearing from people, supporting them to make improvements. Let's face it, we all need support. So it's an honour for people to put their trust in us and experience the change in their lives. This episode, I sat down for a chat with Susan. So let's get straight into that chat now, and I hope you find some fantastic gold nuggets to take away to inspire that next step in your health journey. Yeah, so basically you get to share your story with me today. Like, I'm looking forward to really learning more about your journey. And so I guess maybe you can share a bit of your history and how you came to find us.
No, I think it just popped up on one of my emails. I honestly don't remember how I got it. I have lots of health-related websites. So I don't know, it just came up and I had just been not diagnosed, but I started taking statins and other things, the little Protect aspirin about 4 years ago. And the doctor said, I want you to start checking your sugar. And it went from 5.5, 5.6. And I thought, oh my God, I'm borderline diabetes. And so he has me on checking it every time. And I seem to go from 6 down to 5.7. It used to be, as I say, 5.5 before I started taking the medicine. When I'm lazy, I will say, oh, it's the fault of the statins. That's the fault. The statins is making me do it. But, you also know I'm 71, so you know that it's going to be, that your body is going to maybe not react as well. But I've learned a lot. I am very happy that I joined your program.
Oh, that's great, Susan. And just to point out to our listeners that statins, cholesterol medications, can raise blood sugar, and many people don't know that. So was this the first program you've actually taken?
Yes. Mm-hmm. As I say, I can't even tell you how it popped up, but I thought you were very good. You've obviously done your research and you've got a very good program. And you're helping many, many people, because there are many people that, you read about, and there's what's the statistic in the United States is how many people are wandering around with diabetes, prediabetes and diabetes, and they don't even know.
Oh gosh, it's millions and millions of people, not only living with type 2 and pre, but millions going undiagnosed. It really is pretty crazy. So Susan, before we chat about results and your experience, I wonder, have you had any struggles along the way?
I find it, I still have this little rebellious little devil in my head that will say, oh yes, you can eat ice cream, and you are, but I'm finding I can now, there's an interesting, I don't know if you've ever read The Atomic Habits by James Cleary.
Yes.
And there's a little section where he's talking to someone who's trying to lose weight, and the girl just cannot stop taking a bag of chips and starting it from the beginning to the end. And something that stuck in my head was um, whoever she was working with said, how many chips does it take for you to feel satisfied? And I think that's where I can now, I like my toast, but I don't need to eat a whole piece of toast. I can eat half a piece of toast or a quarter of a piece of toast. So that mentally I'm saying, you're not depriving yourself of toast, but you're not eating the whole slice of toast. I think that's where because I've always been very thin, and everybody's always said, you're so lucky you can eat whatever you want. And I used to have that mentality. I can eat whatever I want. But I think it's the hardest part has been saying to your mind, yes, not to deprive myself. I've never been able to deprive myself of stuff that I love.
And look, I think you're doing all the right things. Like, it is finding those strategies that work for you as well. And it so much of it is about mindset, isn't it? And we don't want to feel deprived. None of us do. We've got to have the things we love. That's exactly why our motto is consistency is more important than perfection, because it really is. Eat well most of the time and we can still afford indulgences.
I think the fact that you're always saying, keep going, this is not this is work in progress, keep at it, you are learning about yourself is the best. And I absolutely love your health is your wealth, because you start getting to this stage and it's like, oh my God, lots of people are now getting sick, or, they're in their mid 70s or 80s. And it's like, and kids, my children who are in their 30s and 40s, well, no, I'm fine. I don't have to, health is nothing without it. You can't do without it, right?
Certainly true. And I think the sooner we can take care of ourselves, the better, because, we do start, the older and older we get, realize that is the truest thing.
Yeah.
Because without our health, life becomes very difficult.
My goodness. No, I have 70-year-old friends that are not in good shape because there's been abuse all their life with alcohol, or, just their weight, their lack of exercise, or they've had injuries and can't move. And so, yeah, it's important. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So can you talk a bit about the results too of taking the pre-diabetes program?
Mm-hmm.
What your A1c was before and after, and your husband partook in the program too?
I have a sister-in-law in Germany, and we go to visit her in Germany, and who can resist the bread? And, it's just, anyway, I come back from that holiday and I tested and it's 6, but then I get back on the test, back on your plan, and I can get down to 5.7. Now I know if I really had to get down to 5.5, I feel I know now what to do. My husband was at 6, and he was able to get it down to 5.5. We work together. We kind of say no desserts, or we'll have a dessert. We kind of work it out together, which is fine. So I feel that he's benefited from all of this as well.
That's really good. Working together, obviously supporting each other, and you both lowered your A1c down from around 6 to 5.7 for you and 5.5 for your husband, which is great.
Yeah.
And what about your cholesterol levels? Have they improved?
Yes, they have definitely improved. But I think one myth that I always had was that I couldn't eat fat, like the butter and the cheeses, and looking at your numbers of all the charts that you've given us, it satisfies you greatly to have a piece of cheddar cheese with a piece of avocado or tomato or whatever. So I'm grateful for that fact, because it does help to satiate. And you feel fuller, you feel less hungry.
Yep. There tends to be a big fear around fat, but none of it's true, of course. So, Susan, how would you describe your experience of being a member?
It just feels like what the information that you're giving us is well researched, and again, for all levels. And then you sometimes on Pinterest you log in and there's all sorts of not good information. I'm using your information as the base, and I'm reading other things, and I just think, no, that's not true. You cannot have that, or it's better if you don't.
Yeah, right. That's why I call it the Wild West Web out there, Susan.
Oh, yes. That's why everything is now so based on your phone and but you've got to, trust that the sites that you're using are backed up by research, right? And experience. Yeah. Yeah. But I think yours is research based, and you've put in a lot of work into making it a good site. I have seen people go on diets and they do it for 2 months and then it's a crash. Terrible. I think your program runs us through step by step by step. The videos are good. And there must be lots of people that haven't got a clue how to cook. I like to cook. So sometimes those procedures were like, no, I can skip this. I know how to make an omelet, But for many people that are willing to make that change, I think it's important.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody has a different skill level, and some people that do come into the program have zero skill in cooking at all. So that's why there's all the range.
Yeah. Right. And it's nothing to be scared about. I mean, but what was, I think, very effective, was it every 2 weeks that you connected and we could write in something that we wanted to write? Yeah, I thought that was excellent. I really did appreciate that. And the fact that you answered very quickly. And that we could get to see, other people's questions and what they thought. I thought that was helpful.
Yeah, so you're getting real world support in the program too. It's not just that program that you're taking.
Yeah, exactly. So that was, I found that, and that you answered so quickly. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, I think members do really love that. So it's good. It just gives you that opportunity to ask a question because you always have them.
Yeah. And it's a way of connecting, right? It sort of makes it a little bit more personal. That, that you're just answering my questions, but I get to see everybody else's questions, which is nice too. But I'm very grateful for your program, and I'm glad. I thought the price was very good for all the information that you gave us, and I will keep at it.
Oh, that's great, Susan. Thanks so much for all that positive feedback. It's so great to hear. And of course, we will be staying in touch with you to get future progress updates. But one more question. So what would be your best advice for other people wanting to make a change?
What would be my best advice? Go slowly. Don't bash yourself. There is no miraculous cure. Be patient with yourself, but be aware of your own personal quirks. What makes you feel full after a nice breakfast? What makes you feel like, okay, I can do this because I ate this in the morning, so let's just go easy in the afternoon. I think it's more like a love for yourself and a love for health and a love for, I care about what happens to me because my health is my wealth. Without my health, I can't be a good grandmother. I can't be good to anyone. I would say be interested in learning more, be interested in experimenting, trying things out, seeing what works for you, and be patient with yourself. But know that if you don't, if you keep doing all the bad things, nothing's going to change. I mean, you're not doing the bad thing if you keep with old habits of just only 10 chips, not 100.
So I hope you enjoyed that chat I had with Susan. It really was wonderful to catch up with her and share some of her story and experiences. She's given us so many valuable insights, from how important it is to take it slow and not beat yourself up, to being patient and curious about what works for your body. I really love how she put it. It's about having a genuine care for yourself and recognising that your health truly is your wealth. That's the email signature I always use. Your health is your wealth, because it really is. But what's important is, at the end of the day, it's not about chasing perfection. It's about building awareness, continuous learning, and that includes ongoing learning about ourselves and our habits, finding practical strategies that suit you, and staying consistent most of the time, because that's what leads to lasting change. So if Susan's story has inspired you, remember, you have the power to take that next small step. And we're here to support you every step of the way. Thanks again for tuning in, and until next time, take care and keep prioritising your health. Dr. Jetta, over and out.
Thanks for tuning in to Type 2 Diabetes Talk. Please subscribe to the show on your favorite podcast platform. And for episode replays, episode notes, and more, visit type2diabetestalk.com. New episodes are available Tuesdays, 10 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time, or your time zone equivalent. Thanks again. We're truly grateful to be a part of your life and help make a real difference.